Hello and welcome back to another video. I think I said that I would do a different video, but then I realized, no, we're talking about we're talking about Help Wanted 2. We're just gonna go ahead and do it because I'm still in FNAF talking mode, so let's just go. Let's just do it. Let's just do it now. So, Help Wanted 2. We're just getting hit with all the numbers, right? So, Um, I this was definitely like everybody's like, well, we were always waiting for a movie. We weren't expecting it to be this year. We were definitely expected. Uh, we definitely expected at least the Ruin DLC to come out, and then suddenly we just got hit in the face with, oh, by the way, we were also making Help Wanted 2. I'm like, you made a 2? Like, why? You made a 2? Like, a part of me is like, why? But another part of me is like, go on. Cause like I'm super confused. Why? Like, was this always the plan? That's the weirdest part. Was this always the plan to make Help Wanted 2, or was this something that they decided to go, you know what? I want to make Help Wanted 2. Let's go. Because I would assume that it was always the plan. Um, but like, the trailer itself is actually really short. Um, I guess with Steel Wool, at least for right now, you can't dive too deeply into trailers. Mostly because the last time we did that, we ended up getting a gutted story. So so as much as I like to talk about these trailers, I also like a part of me is like, well, maybe they'll cut that out. I'm hoping Security Breach was just a one-time thing that they would cut out, at least cut out so much detail of the trailer. Uh, so I'm hoping that help. But then again, like I said, this is probably something I should have said during when we were talking about the DLC. Because as excited as I was about the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, I remember the last, especially the first two trailers. There was audio. A lot of the visuals were still there, but a lot of audio that was supposed to originally be in the game ended up getting cut out. So we had a trailer that told us things that were not in there. So I was like, poo. Um, so, but I guess the reason why I'm getting into this all, like, I'm really hesitant on getting into the audio of it, because of what the narrator. Do we call him narrator bot? Can we call him that? Narrator bot? Is that what we call him? Am I making up the name on the spot? Because I'm trying to remember. It's like, did the fans already make up a name for him yet? Because he's such an iconic voice at this point. He's almost more iconic than Phone Guy. In fact, they're like right next to each other when it comes to iconic voices in FNAF. Um, because what he says in the trailer, um, he heavily implies that we're the same person. And considering the confirmation in the actual FNAF Security Breach, we have confirmed that the original character we played in Help Wanted was Vanessa. So if this is just like being funny for the sake of being funny, I would assume that we're Vanessa still in this game. Now the real tricky question in all of this is this like a prequel game from Security Breach? Or is this like some kind of like Vanessa felt like she had to go back into the game for some reason? Well, then again, also, I keep forgetting that freeing Vanessa isn't technically canon, is it? If the Springtrap fight is the canon ending, and depending on what happens in Ruin, if we even see her again in Ruin, um, like Vanessa is still trapped, and she might have no choice but to save herself, and that's probably what Help Wanted 2 is. Is that if it isn't a prequel, um, then it has to be Vanessa saving herself. I mean, to be fair, even in the original Security Breach, she was in the process of saving herself. Um, she was just having trouble. If the only issue is the audio logs of a lot of her process saving herself isn't actually in the game. That's one of the audio logs that were in the game but never used in the game. You kind of had to dig it out of the game. Where she was aware that she needed to find. She was aware that she needed to find the three arcade games of Princess Quest. But she had trouble finding. I forget which one she was having trouble finding. I know she had the third one because that was in her hidey hole in the pizzeria. I think she was having trouble finding the first one. Yes, because I think the first one is in the the where the Music Man is, the dancing, the one with it's the Music Man one with like the most of the arcade games. Um, and I assume, depending on where the audio files were supposed to take place, I assume that's where we were supposed to hear her being frustrated, like how can I find it in all of this.
Look, I don't know where it is. Do you know how many arcade games there are? I'll find it eventually. I've looked everywhere. It's not here.
Yeah, the that one always stuck out to me as like that, like I don't know what part of the game that audio was supposed to turn on, but apparently she's also in the process while looking for Gregory is also trying to find um she's trying to find the I think she's trying to find the first one. I think she's working backwards because there's another line where she like whispers creepily that she found the second key.
I have the second key.
Now, like the only thing I could get at is that if I'm assuming correctly, she is talking about the um, princess game. Is that she is talking about finding either the second one she found, or she's literally saying the second game. Um, which I'll have to double check because I know she has the third game, and my brain is scrambling to try and remember. Game one is in the arcade room, which if she's looking in the arcade room, maybe she found the first game. Or was it the second game in the arcade room? This is driving me nuts. I'm trying to remember where the second game came from. Man, I'm gonna have to play. I'm gonna have to play the game again. Oh no, poor me. I'm gonna have to play the game again. That to remember which one came first. Like I know there's one in the arcade room. I know the other one's in the Roxy Raceway. It's like a back room. Um, and, and I know the third game is in Roxy, not Roxy. Vanessa's or Vanny's little hidey place. And they're like, especially we're pretty confident that they're the same person. Um, that Vanessa would know that she had the third one. Um, so yeah, but once again, that's like Security Breach, right? Um, and so like I'm thinking like maybe she gives up on the princess game. Like if we're going by the canon ending, she would have to maybe give up on uh, the Princess Quest game. So Help Wanted 2 was like her plan B option, is to go back into the game and try again, trying to escape, at least mentally, from Glitch Trap's mind control thingy-majiggy, or just Vanny's control in general. Like, I don't know if she has to get rid of both of them, or she just has to get rid of Vanny in general. which would be cool if instead of we're confronting Glitch Trap, we end up confronting Vanny in Help Wanted 2. That'd be super interesting. I would think that'd be interesting. But then again, if we are Vanessa, um, the only animatronic or character we know for sure is going to be in the game, um, is Ballora, which it's kind of funny now that we know about the whole mom situation, or at least Afton's wife, like her aftermath. The fact that we know the detail, at least definitely more detail than when we first saw Ballora, and the kind of hinting implications that Ballora is, if not his, like, it's one of those things we don't know if it has his wife's spirit in it, or she's just a visual manifestation of his wife. Um, there's kind of been like hints of that going around where that's, I mean, we've always kind of assumed that was the case, but now that we're starting to slowly get confirmation, we're slowly getting there. Until we get the switcheroo. No. We're we're kind of getting an idea that Ballora might be some, we're getting more connections that she might have something to do with Afton's wife, Miss Afton, if you will. So it's interesting. Interesting. Oh wait, did I say Miss? I think I mean Mrs. Whoopsie. But yeah, so I'm thinking that might be the case that either we're gonna get more like something about Ballora, maybe, or maybe it's just she's just the only one that we know so far. We're definitely getting a lot of sister location vibes already from the trailers, so either that's just gonna be the first thing we witness is sister location, and we're gonna get more down the line, or this is heavily like this is possibly Vanessa going even deeper into Afton's mind. Because if you think about it, if I were Afton, like if I had to make like some kind of manifestation of Afton's character, I wouldn't put his mindset in necessarily the first FNAF game. In fact, I wouldn't even put him in the first three. Yeah, not even four. Uh, Definitely not four because that's more of a manifestation uh, of Michael. Especially if we're certain that at this point that Michael is the crying child. Which I'm slowly starting to like. I think, like I always kind of went back and forth between Michael is either the crying child or the older brother, but the more information we're slowly getting into, I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to think that we were the crying child the entirety of the first six games. Um, and even then, like the first the first two games, I would say that's more of a manifestation of Henry, because those were Afton and Henry's pet projects of like the first game had the first, well, one of the FNAF locations, and then like the second game had the other FNAF location, and those were Henry's and Afton's. But sister location, like the circus baby, that, well, that whole location is definitely Afton's baby. Like that is his 100%. I don't even think Henry like was even around when he made it, or at least didn't touch it compared to Afton. That was definitely 100% Afton all the way. That was all his to play with. So, but yeah, if this is like trying to get into like the Afton mind in order to break free from it, like trying to get something to escape, yeah, I would assume that we would start in sister location. That would be his main thought process if I had to pick any FNAF location that would be the most representative of Afton's mind. It would be sister location. I can't think of it. I mean, maybe FNAF 3, but that's more of a later like manifestation. Like if we're trying to go like as far back as we physically can when it comes to his mindset, then it's the circus baby thing, right? FNAF 4 is more of him just being stuck in a place. So like if we went from circus baby to FNAF 3, I'd be like, yeah, this is definitely like the we're going into Afton's mind, like his perception of things in his order, because it starts off with him, and maybe it kind of devolves into other things, but this is after we're talking about it. It always starts with him. So yeah, that's all I could really grasp my brain around the trailer. When it comes to my thought processes of what I think might be going on, is that I can only imagine we're Vanessa again. Um, Depending on what happens in Ruin, if Ruin is going to be our canon saving Vanny, um, if not, if we don't say, sorry, saving Vanny, I mean saving Vanessa, um, if we don't end up saving Vanessa in Ruin, then Help Wanted 2, it, it would make sense that that would be the game of we saving her, or at least trying round two. Like we're gonna go for round two, possibly fail miserably, because this is a horror game, so we get away with actually failing miserably, and that being canon. But yeah, that's all I got for Help Wanted 2. So hopefully we get to see what happens next. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the trailer. This was unexpected. I think we could all agree this was unexpected. I was not expecting a sequel to like a previous game. It's like having why does it feel like it's like, what if we had like FNAF 3 2? Like it just feels so weird having like wait, I mean, I guess technically Help Wanted was always technically a spin-off. So weird to think of it that way now. Like at first we just thought of it as just like another FNAF game, but now we're just like, oh shoot, that was always a spin-off, wasn't it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So I guess that's our first spin-off. It was our spin-off, but we didn't even know it. All right. I guess I'll talk to you later, guys. Good morning and good night.